Good evening, investors, because it's 2:27 and it's evening, at least my time as of recording. So the market had a small correction. Luckin Coffee shares to resume trading Wednesday after being halted since April 7, Nasdaq announced. Interesting. Maybe I will do a video on Luckin Coffee because that seems to do very well. I have to do my research on it to see what people are saying on the internet before I make my own video, but Luckin Coffee might resume trading. Maybe I can do a Luckin Coffin video instead. You know what? I'll do this. You know what? Never mind. I changed my mind. This is going to be a T-God video, and the next one will be Luckin Coffin. I will make a video about it after. I can make another video. It's not a big deal, but I gotta do my research on Luckin Coffin, so I will definitely look it up. So, T-God. So this one guy came out. I'm surprised he didn't mention T-God IMO. In my opinion, this is the only MJ stock on the market that should be buying, as they are the largest organic grower of medical grade organic MJ, and just signed a 3-year supply deal with Sharpest Drug Mart. My prediction is by Friday, this thing hits $1, and if earnings are decent, with also some more good news in the pipeline, we'll see this thing $2 conservatively speaking before Canada Day, if not much sooner. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing goes to $2 or more by the end of the month, as the market cap is relatively small and can easily be multiplied times more comparable to the rest of the main sector. I didn't have to read his whole argument, but I did. So this is what I think. I think good luck with that, because T-God is overvalued. You might get pissed off for me telling you this, but it is. It is overvalued because there's so much uncertainty around the business that it's hard to be bullish. Like T-God, I've tried their product. I don't like it. I'll be honest. I don't like their product. I bought it. I tried it. It was $50. If I had to spend $50, I would rather go out and buy Broken Coast or some Whistler Medical or vape pens. I mean, vape pens are cheaper than T-God products. So I'm a big vape pen person now. So, and T-God doesn't even have vape pens. They don't have edibles. They don't have vape pens. They're very low on cash. And they are in a market where there is a lot of competition. They're in Canada, and there's a lot of competition in Canada right now. And they don't have a strong brand. They don't, that's my opinion anyway. So, and then, for 125 million US dollars, I would rather buy Liberal Health Science, in my opinion. So, yeah, T-God, you might call, T-God's undervalued. I don't know. Yeah, it's trading a lot. It's 7.7 million shares traded a day on T-God. That's insane amount of volume. There's a lot of retail investors that are trading this back and forth. There's a lot of interest in T-God. Why? Because at one point, T-God was $3 or $3 US. So they're gambling that, hopefully it goes back there and I, 10 times my money, because you would basically 10 times your money if you bought it at 36 cents and it goes back to $3. It's a possibility it can go back to $3. I wouldn't doubt it, but at the same time, I'm not that bullish in it, because they're in Canada, and Canada, there's something going on called price compression. A lot of producers are lowering their price to compete with each other in the market, and this is really hurting Organigram, because they are charging $50 for the product. They're gonna have to slash it to $40, and then if $40 isn't sell, they're gonna have to slash it to $30, and at $30 they're not even profitable right now. They're losing a ton of money just operating right now. I would not be surprised to see T-God at 10 cents eventually in the future. At 10 cents will I gamble on T-God? Sure. But at the moment, I think it's just going to trade back and forth. Best case scenario, it goes back to maybe 50 cents US. Who knows? Maybe T-God has big news in the pipeline that will pop the stock up back to $1 or $2 or $3. It's a big gamble. I would rather, and I actually do, I would rather gamble on Liberal Health Sciences. Why? They are in Florida. There is competition in Florida, but you gotta look at their business compared to T-God. They produce their product and then they sell it to their own retail stores. They are making more money than T-God, plus they are profitable, and they are in Florida, which has, I think, the same amount of population as Canada. I could check it up, but I could be wrong here. Or a little less than Canada, but they're in Florida, and they have their own retail stores. So you're buying into a company that has its own retail stores and its own production, and Liberal Health Science has probably the second highest flower production out of all the licensed producers in Florida. At least I think so. I think the only one that has a higher flower production is probably True Eve. Maybe Kira Leaf has more than them now. But if you look at their land, they have a lot of land. So, and they have a lot of inventory right now. They really don't need to expand. What Liberal Health Science needs to do is focus on getting the maximum amount of retail stores. They need to build out their retail stores so it hits 37 retail stores. 46 retail stores I think is the limit right now. I think that's how much True Eve has. And once Florida becomes legal, Liberal Health Science could be valued at $1 billion. Could be. Will it be? I don't know. I don't know at the end of the day. I think Liberal Health Science, if you take the assets with the market cap, it's undervalued. Or rather, if it went to 40 cents, it would be undervalued. At 35 cents US would be fair value, I guess. But it could go down lower. At the end of the day, $122 million to buy out Liberal Health Science. Aurora has that money. If Aurora could buy a Liberal Health Science out for $122 million, they would do it. Why not? It's a profitable business and in Florida. So, just saying. And then Consortium. Consortium's even cheaper than T-God. $73 million. They are not traded on a high amount of volume though, so the exchange kind of manipulates the stock price of where it should go. Because if we look, it's like 100. Oh, that's pretty big right there. 130,000, 11,000, 91,000, 101,000. So it looks like volume is kind of picking up a little bit. Interesting. But Liberal Health Science is trading on much higher volume. Like 1.79 million, 2 million, 1.4 million. Way higher than Consortium. But T-God is trading on a massive amount of volume. 7.7 million shares traded hands today. That's insane. That's an insane amount of volume. T-God does look like it's uptrending. So you could make some more money off it, but I am not bullish on T-God at all. I just don't believe in the business. They are having earnings coming up here, so earnings could either prop the stock up higher or flop it. I don't know at the end of the day. Liberal Health Science is also having earnings coming up. I believe at the end of June or sometime in June they're having the earnings report, so I'm looking forward to that. They are a profitable company in Florida right now. Just FYI. Aurora up 46 cents, up 37 cents after hours. Like, I don't know what Aurora is going to do. I think that Aurora is going to uptrend and we will see Aurora stock slowly climb up. Could be wrong. We'll see what happens. I took advantage today of this big dip to buy into Aurora. Could it continue to go down further? Absolutely. Anything is possible in this market. We'll see what happens. Tilray is down 5 cents after hours, but Tilray, look at the chart, is bullish. So if Tilray goes up, I think it's going to drag Aurora up with it. my opinion only. Afria is very attractive, but I'm bullish on Afria. But if I had to put my money into either Aurora or Afria, I would rather put it into Aurora. Why? Because I don't know. I just like Aurora better. I like the business model of Aurora better. Afria is not bad and is a lot cheaper than Aurora. And but the one thing I don't like about Afria is it's really heavy retail invested. So that means that in order for Afria to really rise, fund managers and hedge funds and billionaires, they gotta pump a lot of money into Afria. And who's gonna benefit from pumping a lot of money into Afria? Retail investors, because and that's a transfer of wealth. So as long as Afria is hugely retail invested, there's a huge amount of retail investors in Afria. I just don't think big money is going to pump Afria unless there's some big news, some big catalyst that super rich investors don't care and will pump Afria stock regardless of how much retail investors there is. So you're gambling on big news for Afria for it to move to the upside. We'll see what happens. I know that I am confident that there's a lot of retail investors in Afria because Afria is a solid company and Daniel Prong was bullish on Afria. So there is a heavy amount of retail investors in Afria. Aurora has a heavy amount of retail investors, but when they look at these prices, they are hesitant to buy, or trade it or buy and sell it. I think so. That's my opinion anyways. We'll see what happens with Aurora. Canopy going up is only bullish for Aurora. That's my opinion, but Canopy is pulling back after hours. Kron is neutral. Kron would be the next resistance level for Aurora. If they break that, that's, they are considered the second biggest company in Canada. I think they will. I think eventually Aurora will surpass Kronos in market cap. I could be wrong. This is me speculating, so we'll see what happens. Hexo, I'm not bullish on Hexo, but as a trade, you could get lucky because it's still bullish. They just raised a bunch of money. They're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. You could do a trade on it, but also there's the risk of delisting from the New York Stock Exchange. Why? Because they've been trading under $1 for a while now. Nordic American Tankers up 2 cents after hours, down to $4.51. I kind of predicted this. I should have bailed out on my position as soon as that happened, but oh well, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I think $4.64 is not a bad position. I am still getting a dividend. And if this thing keeps going down, I may pick up some more. So, we'll see what happens. The deadline would be considered tomorrow, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Either tomorrow or Thursday is the official deadline for Nordic American Tankers for the dividend. But maybe investors don't care about the dividend. I don't know. It's still pretty good dividend, 14 cents, I guess. You get 1,000 shares, that's like $140. Virgin Galactic Holdings down 40 cents today. Not too much to say about that. True Eve is up 18.55. Liberal Health Science on the Canadian side is up 50 cents. Harvest Health was trading side. Ooh, look, Harvest. Boom, 206. Harvest could have been a good bet. $600 million market cap. Insane. Not too much to say about that. The only one thing I don't like about Harvest is I get demonetized when I make a video about them. That's number one. Number two is they have a ton of debt on their balance sheet. I guess I actually have a third thing too. There's, the management in, they're not very transparent. That's my three biggest appeased with Harvest. Huge amount of debt, not transparent, and I get demonetized on YouTube for posting a video of them. So, yeah. And I don't get very many views on them anyways. Beyond Meat down 45 cents. Not too much to say about that. Besides, it's down. I still have a position with Beyond. I just sold off most of it because I'm gambling on Aurora and I don't want to have too many. I want to have cash and stocks at the same time. I don't want to put all my money into the market. I want to have a position of cash and a position of stocks. That's my game plan. So if I'm gambling it on Aurora, I am not going to gamble on Beyond Meat going to $1,000, because if Beyond Meat goes to $1,000, then Aurora could go to $100 in the next 4 or 5 years, as long as they don't die, which I don't think they will. I will make a video on it over the weekend. Tesla up $2.24. Not too much to say about that. Goldman Sachs is down 31 cents. Would have been a good put option today. If you bought it, boom, you would have made some nice fat coin off of Goldman Sachs. TK Tankers trading sideways, down another 5. Man, I think it's like better to short these tankers than to buy them. But right now, the prices are kind of low. I mean, if you look at Euronaut, the lowest this thing has ever been was like $8.30. Or rather, this one's $7.25. So it could go down further. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Nordic American Tankers, already talked about that. DHT, I already talked. I didn't really say anything about DHT, but I do like DHT. I do have an eye out for it, but could go down lower. We could see this thing go down to $5. I think at $5 is a no-brainer, and the lower it goes, the better. High blockchain technology is 39.5 cents, while Bitcoin is trading sideways today. Yep, 666, bad luck number. And then the pre-market is slightly up. Not too much to say about that. Anyways, let's look at the yield curve. Yield curve was down today. VIX was up slightly today. Yep, not too much to say about oil. Is up. Tomorrow could be an interesting day for oil, because people are going to be receiving a bunch of oil near the end of May. So maybe there's going to be a huge fluctuation on oil prices. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.